Hey guys, Filmsuit here. So, you just watched my Born Legacy review. Now, on to review the new satire on politics, The Campaign. So, The Campaign follows Will Ferrell as a congressman named Cam Brady, who is, needless to say, the perfect parody to politicians. Like, he parodies George W. Bush, he parodies JFK, he parodies Bill Clinton. He's quite a parody to a lot of the more famous and infamous politicians in American history. And Zach Galifianakis is a new opponent named Marty Huggins, who was bribed by these two brothers to run against Brady to become congressman, so they can get away with establishing cheaper labor laws for their company and basically take over the world. And these two brothers, I saw a review. They're like the brothers in Trading Places and the classic Dan Akroyd and Eddie Murphy comedy. Speaking of which, one of the brothers is played by Dan Akroyd, and the other brother is played by John Lithgow. And I'm just gonna go out and say it; they were the best part of the movie. But back to the review. This movie is a bit of a. I mean, like I said, it was a satire on politics. You can't ignore that. But it was also the typical Will Ferrell comedy in the sense that he is a very popular and arrogant celebrity of some sort who is faced with an opponent that really makes him go downhill and have to sort of rediscover his confidence and priorities and principles. But instead of being a news anchor, a basketball player, an ice skater, or a race car driver, he's a congressman. Now, Will Ferrell's good at bringing the laughs on screen, and so is Zach Galifianakis. But their humor styles kind of differ a bit in this movie. Will Ferrell kind of resorts to a very very raunchy and slapstick humor and angry humor, and which is fine. I mean, he does that well, but needless to say, not anything new. And Zach Galifianakis, rather than being the awkward, antisocial, bearded guy that he played in the Hangover movies, he's a very lispy and naive opponent who pretty much has no skill at trash talking. In fact, there is a humorous, I don't know, actually, let me rephrase that, a hilarious scene where he tries to insult Will Ferrell, and and Will Ferrell, I don't know, while they're shaking hands, and Will Ferrell refuses to let go of his hand and just trash talks him brutally for a good minute or so while they're being filmed on TV before a big debate. And this scene also transitions pretty well when Will Ferrell is asked to recite God's prayer, "Thy kingdom Thy kingdom come," one, and he has to rely on his campaign manager, played by Jason Sudeikis, to communicate with him, and he completely botches the prayer, and that is definitely the funniest scene in the whole movie. Yeah, but on to the supporting cast, like John Lithgow and Dan Akroyd. Like I said, they're the best parts of this movie, but also Jason Sudeikis. Yeah, it's really fun watching him in a new light. I mean, he has his very deadpan, sarcastic humor he has in all his stand-up, but it's really fun watching him play the straight man versus, the dimwit, smartass bachelor that he played in Horrible Bosses or Going the Distance. It was really fun seeing him, like I said, just playing the normal guy, the only one who's with it. And then, Dylan McDermott, the main guy from last season of American Horror Story and on the 90s lawyer show, The Practice, he is Galifianakis's campaign manager, and he's pretty funny to watch as he just invests himself into Galifianakis's life willingly and unwillingly, and you often see him barge through Galifianakis's house while he's having a night with his family, and kicks out his family so you get him focused on the campaign, or a scene where it just shows him glaring at Galifianakis obsessively while he eats a bowl of cereal, and then you find out a twist later, spoiler alert, find out a twist later that he is actually an escaped convict, or no, worldwide fugitive known as the Greek Butcher. And that was a pretty funny twist. And there's also a little reference at the ongoing joke of Dylan McDermott looking like another actor named Dermot Mulrooney, and that's brought up later towards the end of the movie in a very funny scene. And yeah, I mean, as far as it goes, I mean, I really liked what they were going for, but like, I didn't really find Galifianakis that funny in it, because his character in this, I prefer his characters that he plays in The Hangover or Due Date over this character. And but as far as Will Ferrell goes, like I said, it was the traditional Will Ferrell movie, but granted, I mean, there was nothing about this movie I didn't like. It just didn't really try anything new for a comedy. So I give it the bare recommendation of a 3 out of 5. Some of you are going to hate me for that, but deal with it. And yeah, tune in the next few minutes for my review of the indie box office flop known as Friends with Kids.